We're ready for the drop of the puck, and we're underway. Face-off controlled by the Massena Red Raiders. Sidden bangs it from the red line into the zone. Dumped right back to the blue line, not out of the zone. Here's an opportunity in front. Job has it poke checked away, and back the other way comes Angus. Angus just dumps it deep in the Massena zone, in the corner. Sidden after it there, throws a check. The puck bounces to Converse. Converse starts it out behind the net. Here's Converse, and Massena's going to have a man advantage. Raiders got the puck. Raiders got the extra man out there. Here's a chance in front. Wood shot, save, rebound, another shot, another save. Converse to Job, back to the point. Here's a shot. Horn bounces on the save made. Rebound, another save. Hits the side of the net. Raiders battling for it. Finally, it's touched by the Knights, and the Raiders will go on the power play. A penalty right off the bat, and some excellent Massena scoring opportunities.
3 outstanding saves by Nick DiCamello. I'll tell you, he just stoned, especially the third one on the short side. It looked like Converse was going to go upstairs, but Camello got the left hand. But good pressure right off the bat by the Raiders. We played under a minute, and the Raiders going on the power play, and it's been one of their bugaboos this year. We talk about it, we harp about it, but special teams, especially with a man advantage, only running 9.7%. And I know Coach Ed Latham and staff, it's driving them crazy, but hopefully they can turn it around here tonight.
Well, certainly you want to do a little bit better than that, obviously. And so, off the face-off, the puck is controlled by, well, nobody right now. It sits along the boards. Converse in there battling for it. Also, Whitcup goes after it, slides it free, and Michaud couldn't put a stick on it. Tied up behind the net, bouncing right in front of the net, but it's going to be picked up by McQuaid, and they move it outside. Here comes McQuaid. That's Felber breaking by the D, centers it, but it's knocked away at the last second. I think Meacham might have got a little piece of it. Puck back out to the neutral zone. So Raiders try to get something going right back in the zone. Here's the shot, and the save made. Rebound in behind the net. Finally, it's cleared, and the Raiders have given up 2 chances to McQuaid on this Massena power play. Finally, the Raiders take it in. It's Wood trying to go back to the blue line, knocked away again, this time by Sawicki. Has it stolen in turn by the Raiders. They'll dump it deep inside McQuaid territory. For some reason, I keep wanting to call them Aquinas, Coach.
Well, we're used to Aquinas, that's why.
That must be it. Now the puck dumped all the way down the ice by McQuaid. So the Raiders' power play so far has not been too powerful. Puck back in the Massena zone, finally out to the neutral zone. Poke check deep inside McQuaid territory. In behind the net, picked up by Ramo, looking to center in front. It bounces free, and it's picked up on the defense to the blue line and out to center ice into the Massena zone, dumped right back out to the McQuaid zone. Raiders try to dump it deep. That's going to be offsides, though, as Levine came in just a little bit ahead of the play.
Ryan Ramo working from behind the net, and Adam Catanzari going to the net without the puck and got it on the tape just at the last second. The puck knocked off his stick by big number 3 for the Peter Bednarski for the Knights. But I'll tell you, on that penalty kill, Sawicki and Felber were out there, and they were an offensive threat.
They can dangle, can't they?
They sure can.
Off the face-off, the penalty is elapsed. Controlled by the Knights as they try to move it ahead to the blue line, out to the neutral zone. Here comes an opportunity for McQuaid. The shot knocked down in front, comes back to the point. Here's the drive, scores a goal from the point. That shot taken by Bednarski. It may have been deflected on the way through, but getting the first goal of the game will be McQuaid. And right after Massena's power play, McQuaid comes back and scores a goal.
McQuaid coming down that right side, and I'm not sure the forward took a shot, but the puck was tipped back to the left point, and big Peter Bednarski stepped down from that left side and through a lot of traffic. I don't think Captain Matt Meacham saw it at all. Through some traffic, we'll find out if it hit something. I don't think it did, but we're a long way away. But certainly I know Matt Meacham never saw it, and the Knights jump out 1-0.
Face-off after the goal. Squirts back inside McQuaid territory. Back after it is Milgate, the defenseman. Flips it along the boards. Coming back to pick it up is Del Forte. Knocked away from him by Robbie Whitcup into the corner. Milgate. Catanzari pokes it away. Comes to Whitcup. Whitcup circles, trying to go to Catanzari in the corner, but it's knocked away by Cushing, the defenseman. He doesn't clear the zone, then follows, moves it ahead, and it goes down the ice. Here comes the puck inside Massena territory in the corner. Picked up there by Rapp. Rapp centers in front. Here's a shot. They score now. No, it didn't get in there. The red light came on, but no goal, as it might have hit the post. Here comes McQuaid, dumping it back in the Massena zone. Delfort moving it around in behind the net, and Meacham is going to go to the side of the net and stop it and hold on for the face-off.
You mentioned that name at number 12, Hunter Rapp. Excuse me, Jerry. And another, it seems the longer I'm around here. Well, Hunter Rapp's dad used to play hockey for me when I was at Potsdam State, so.
That was a couple of years ago.
That was a couple of years ago. Now he has, this is his young son out there, a junior here at McQuaid, and had a good scoring opportunity.
1-0, McQuaid leading off the draw. Here's a shot. I believe it's going to be Bednarski getting the goal. And I'm not sure who got the assist on the play, but we're having a little bit of trouble hearing the PA up here. We heard the national anthem just fine, but here's a shot taken, the save made by a goaltender Meacham. Puck in behind the net, centered in front, right across the goal mouth, sits there, and Meacham is going to grab it. Hold on for the face-off.
Another good scoring opportunity. John Marshall that time crashing the net, and the Knights beginning to work their magic along the boards, out-muscle the Raiders, and they're out-muscling them in front of the net right now. That goal, Massena right back on their heels, and big number 30, John Marshall, just missed a tip on that wide-open side.
It's going to be Felber taking the face-off. Felber out there with Marshall and Sawicki. Off the draw, puck controlled by Sawicki in behind the net, circles, centers, here's the shot, save, rebound, here's another shot, and that one goes wide. Puck back around to the point, kept in. Raiders trying to move it to the blue line, bounces just across, and now the Raiders are going to dump it down the ice. That'll go far enough. No, they wave the icing off, and the puck bounces back, and it's picked up there by Tyler Huff. Huff moving ahead into the Massena zone, knocked down by Horan. Sidden comes back, backhand off the glass, out to center ice. Picked up there by Bednarski. He'll drop it over on the other side for Huff. Huff's headman pass, a check thrown there by the Raider defenseman. And picking up the puck is Michaud. Michaud trying to go through to Wood, has it knocked away. Squirts free to Bednarski, and he'll dump it into the Massena zone. Picked up there by Colin Lazaire. Lazaire takes it in behind the net, flips it around the boards, kept in at the point by the Knights. Now there's a scrum in the corner and a battle for the puck. Bodies are flying. The puck's still free into the circle now, controlled, well, back to the point. Here's a quick shot, and the save made by Meacham. Puck in the corner. Raiders off the glass. Not out of the zone, however. The puck dumped right on. Meacham has to glove it, and he'll hold on for the face-off. 10:03 left in period number 1, and on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, it's the Knights 1, Massena no score.
Except for that opening minute of play when the Raiders had 2 or 3 great opportunities, it's been all McQuaid Knights. The Raiders having trouble crossing the blue line, and McQuaid really cycling with that big line, especially that line of Felber, Marshall, and Sawicki down low, and they're just dominating the Raiders at this stage of the hockey game.
It's going to be Reese out there with Pagoni and Visca. Raiders win the draw and break it out Job. Headman to Converse. He busts in on the left wing side. Gets a shot off. Well, actually, it's a pass right across the goal mouth. Job couldn't put a stick on it. Puck free. Converse throws a check. In behind the net. Job in front. Shot fired just wide by Wood. Great opportunity for Massena. And Wood fired it just wide. Puck along the boards. There's a battle. And the bodies are flying. Job comes in there and throws the puck into the corner. And we're going to have another penalty as they tried to wait as long as they could and let them mix it up, and they just wouldn't stop. And as a result, Converse will go to the penalty box. Or wait a minute here. It's going to be Toth, I guess. Nick Toth, and who is going for them? It's going to be number 23 for them, Tugel.
Great scoring opportunity. Adam Wood went to the net without the puck. Matt Job behind the net threw it right out. I think Wood fired it just wide. But that whole sequence started with Converse in the corner using that great forechecking skill of his as he outmuscled the McQuaid defenseman and allowed Job to pick it up to make the centering pass. But matching Miners here with 9:36 left in the first period, 1-0 McQuaid.
So Toth and Tugel go to the penalty box. Matching Miners for roughing, I'm sure. And the puck off the face-off as we go 4-on-4, steered into the corner. Bednarski after it. He loses it. It squirts right in front of the net. And DiCamillo just jumps on it and holds on for the face-off.
We mentioned McQuaid, located probably in the southern part of the city. It's a parochial high school, about 800 youngsters, all boys, 9 through 12, tuition around $6,000 a year.
Ooh.
And run by the Jesuits.
Ooh. Face-off inside the McQuaid zone. Puck controlled by Bednarski. good-looking defenseman. He's not very big, but he's a good defenseman. He's got the goal, too, and he flips it ahead on the wing. Here comes McQuaid out of the zone. Inside Massena territory, they score a goal again. The pass to Sawicki, and he beats Meacham high into the stick side, and it's 2-0.
Sawicki going down that left side. I'm not sure if it was Marshall or Felber on the right side who drew the defenseman to him. Again, that speed. Sawicki went to the net. No one touched him. Pass coming across the crease. And again, you and I, Jerry, could have put that one up in there. But we'll see who gets the assist. But Sawicki's going to get the goal, and probably 17, Felber will pick up the assist.
And also Bednarski, because he stopped it back here in the blue line. So a 2-0 score for McQuaid as they jump out on top of Massena. The Raiders got to settle down in their own end. Off the face-off, the puck comes to Huff. Huff from the red line dumps it deep in Massena zone. Stopped by Meacham behind the net. He'll leave it. Puck cleared around the boards by the Massena defense. Kept in at the point, though. Back in the corner it goes. Picked up by Converse. He'll skate it behind the net. Converse flips to the blue line, and I think it did get out of the zone. It did, and offsides will be the call against McQuaid. And the face-off will move outside the zone.
Those two goals by the Knights, the first one coming at the 2:29 mark. Bednarski gets a goal. We're not sure the assist will pick it up. The second one at the 6:47 mark. Adam Sawicki with Michael Felber and Peter Bednarski on the assist.
Off the face-off, Raiders move it into the zone. Picked up there by Tanzini, and he'll dump it deep in Massena territory. In behind the net it goes. After it's Sidden, rips it along the boards. Converse, he just dumps it ahead, and he was trying to get it to Whitcup, but he lost his stick, and it comes all the way back in the zone. Tanzini picks it up. Tanzini, Converse bothering him, steals the puck, flips it around on the other side, and Converse has come to play tonight, no doubt about that. Now Michaud throws a check, poked by Converse, it bounces free, and it's picked up there by the Knights. They move it out of the zone, right back in at Sidden. He gets knocked down, the puck bounces free. Michaud off the stick of DeLille, and the puck goes in the corner. After it is Cushing. Cushing can't clear the zone. Here's a chance for Michaud in the corner, trying to center. It's blocked, gets it back again behind the net. He wraps it around. The save made by DiCamello. Now the puck in the corner, comes in behind the net. Hanford after it, has it knocked away. It bounces side of the net, and it's cleared into the corner. Picked up there again by the Knights to the blue line, back in again, and offsides will be called on Massena. And we're down to 7:45 in the first period. A 2-0 score in favor of McQuaid Jesuit over Massena.
Aaron Michaud, who is one of the point leaders for the Raiders, had a good opportunity right there to have that margin as he was parked off to the left of DiCamello and just couldn't put it in the short side.
Face-off just outside the zone. Raiders control. Aaron Leduc with it. He'll flip it deep in Jesuit territory. In behind Bednarski. His pass knocked away. Bouncing for it. Catanzarite, his shot right on the save made. Adam Catanzarite steals the puck in the circle. Gets the shot off, but DiCamello makes the save and holds on. Raiders have had some opportunities, Coach.
They forced the Knights to turn it over deep in their own end, and you mentioned Adam Catanzarite on that right side. Picked the loose puck up just at the dot and took about 2 strides, got off a quick wrist shot. But again, Nick DiCamello coming up with a big save.
Matt Reese out there now with Pagoni and Visca, and it's going to be the Whitcup line for Massena, I believe. Whitcup coming out along with Levine and Catanzarite. Face off right side of DiCamello in the McQuaid zone.
This Whitcup line, the second in points for the Raiders, 12 goals and 21 assists.
Off the draw, puck in the circle, back to the blue line and out to center ice. Here comes Visca. He'll dump it deep, Massena territory. Horan trying to check his man. The puck bounces in front, and Meacham's going to have to cover up and hold on for the face-off. The forward on the left side just got free for a second, threw the puck right in front, and Meacham had to be quick.
And number 14, Bob Visca, again, going right down the slot. He cannot, the Raiders can't allow a forward to go to the net unimpeded like that, Jerry.
That's right.
I mean, he went to right through the slot area, and the forward behind the net dug out the puck and threw it out in front, and Vista just fanned on it, but you just can't do that. You got to put something on him, a stick, a body. That slot area in front of Matt Meacham should be sacred out there, and right now the McQuaid Knights are just filtering through there just like water through a sieve.
Face-off will be inside Massena territory to the right of goaltender Matt Meacham. It's going to be Robbie Whitcup out there taking the draw against Matt Reese. And now I don't know what they're waiting for. Now they're going to drop the puck. Here's the face-off, goes into the corner. Along the boards, Raiders trying to control. There's a scrum there. in behind the net. Toth trying to tie up his man. Whitcup comes in to help out. It squirts free again. In the corner, picked up by the Knights. They dump it in behind. Toth throws a check. They center it back to the slot. Here's a shot, scores a goal. And who's that going to be? It's going to be an unassisted goal as soon as he turns around. It's going to be, let's see here, Pagoni. David Pagoni, the Massena defenseman, picked up the puck right in front of Meacham and threw it right up the middle, right on Pagoni's stick, and he one-timed it right back in, right by Meacham, and it's 3-0 for the Knights.
Jerry, but that whole thing started again along the boards. We said the Raiders are going to have to win the battle of the boards. They didn't. In behind the net that time it was Bob Vista who outworked. It was 2-on-2 situation. He outworked the Raider defenseman for the puck. He came up with it. He's the guy that threw it out in that slot area where the Raider defenseman intercepted it and tried to clear it up the middle right to Pagoni, who just threw traffic from about 35 feet out, and Matt Meacham, again, never saw that one.
And we're going to have another penalty. And who's it going to go against? Levine, I believe. So the Raiders are going to pick up a penalty right after the goal. And Chris Levine will go to the sin bin for interference.
Well, Matt Reese and Bob Viska won't get assists on that goal, but they should, because they'll get a coach's assist. They did outstanding work as they outworked the Raider defenseman along the boards behind the net to the right of goaltender Matt Meacham. And they shouldn't have come up with that puck, but they did. And here comes the announcement, but Pagoni, David Pagoni is going to get the goal.
No question about it. 6:56 remaining in the first period. The Raiders in a deep hole already, 3-0, as they've given up 3 quick goals here early in the game. And now they'll be on a penalty kill situation as the Knights go on the power play here after a Levine interference call.
We mentioned the Knights with a 10-6 record, but they're 8-0 in the league, and 78 goals for and 2 against. I can see they've got some real snipers out there, but I'm not sure what the problem is down here, Jerry. But
apparently,
is that the trainer going to the box? I think it is.
That's what it looks like.
He's going down to the Massena. That looks like the Massena penalty box.
Perhaps Chris Levine with a little problem there. I'm not sure what the problem is, but
could be an equipment problem too.
Yeah.
They
need him to open the door when the penalty's over.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's just going there to be an attendant. Okay. Off the face-off, puck controlled. Here comes Bednarski back of the point, moves it to the 45 as they move it around the horn. That's Felber. Felber top of the circle, goes back to Bednarski at the point. He lost it off his stick. It goes out of the zone, so they have to regroup. Unforced error there. Raiders catch a little bit of a mini break here. Here's Bednarski. He'll dump it deep. Massena territory. Meacham out of his net to stop it behind the net. Flips it. Side of the net. Bouncing around. And the Raiders control. Here comes Massena down the left wing side. Horan. He'll dump it. Deep in the zone. Back after it there and picking it up is Mike Felber. Felber and Converse sparring in the corner. Puck squirts free to Bednarski. He'll start out. Here's Bednarski. Right up the middle. He'll go to Felber on the left wing. He'll take it deep. In the Massena zone, cuts to the middle, the shot right on, the rebound, and it goes into the corner. A couple of big saves there for Meacham. We have a whistle, and what do we got? Another penalty.
Another penalty. It's
and it's going to be interference against probably, it's going to go against McQuaid.
I tell you, those McQuaid forwards, we talked about one of the things the Raiders have to do offensively is go to the net without the puck. They certainly do. They crash that net, and the puck is directed there, and they're just giving the Raider defenseman all kinds of problems. And goaltender Matt Meacham has allowed 3, but he's probably kept several more from getting up on that scoreboard. And McQuaid all over Massena here in this first period. Outside again, that opening salvo right off the bat when the Raiders came down and had 3 good opportunities. It's been all McQuaid.
Adam Sawicki gets the gate for interference. That'll even things up at 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders. Matt Jobe with it. Takes it in on the left wing. Centering pass in front. Ramo has it knocked off his stick. It trickles in on DiCamello, and he'll hold on for the faceoff. 5:53 left first period. 3-0 in favor of McQuaid Jesuit on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
Again, as the Raider defenseman went to the net that time without the puck, 23 Sean Tuggle just went right with him and had him tied up very neatly. Couldn't get the shot off. That's the way you want to play it.
Joe DiCamello, the goalie's brother, now takes a face-off. Jobe comes up with a puck, flips it in to Ramo. Ramo in the circle to Jobe. Jobe trying to barge his way through. It's knocked off his stick, goes after it in the corner. Back to the point. Flipped around the boards by Colin Lazaire. In the corner it goes. Job after it again. He'll go back to the point. Didn't get much on it, but it's kept in at the point momentarily by Toth. Now flipped off the glass and out to the neutral zone. Picked up there by the Raiders. They'll turn it around. Ramo trying to slip by the defenseman. Knocked away. Bounces free into the Massena zone, and Nick Toth has to come back and pick it up. Toth flips it ahead. Job out to center ice. Dumped right back in the Massena zone. It comes to Toth. He circles in behind his own net. Goes to Lazaire, back to Toth. Flipping it ahead. Raiders break out of the zone. Here comes Job trying to cross the blue line. He'll flip it in the corner. Massena's going to make a change here. Picked up in behind the net by Tanzini. Clears, no, didn't clear the zone. It bounces right at the blue line. Raiders keep it in. Here's a chance in front, but it's knocked down the ice. And the Raiders are in a mini power play here, so no icing called, and the Raiders have to break it back. Here's Toth with it. He goes on the wing. Wood takes it across off wing side. Adam Wood winds up the shot, the save, rebound, and goes in behind the net off the defenseman. Puck Whitcup battles for it in behind the net. Michaud coming in to help out as well. Along with the defenseman Huff, they battle. It comes free to Wood, trying to center, knocked away by Bednarski. He moves it on the wing and out to center ice. Sawicki has it knocked away, gets it back again, flips it on the other side. Here's an opportunity in front. The shot fired just wide by Hanford. Puck around the boards to the blue line, doesn't get out of the zone. They move it into the corner, goes in behind the net. Whitcup, here's Whitcup, has it poke checked away, goes back in the corner again. Now Wood will pick it up and flip it along the boards for Michaud. He throws a check. There's a battle for the puck, a scrum. It comes back to Bednarski. His shot, the save made by Matt Meacham. Puck goes in the corner. They move it free. It's intercepted. Whitcup just dumps it to the neutral zone. Bednarski is there. He'll pass it ahead to the Massena blue line. There's a battle there. It squirts free. Raiders pick it up. Here's Wood. He'll take a shot on net from long range. The save made by DiCamillo as Massena wants a line change. Here comes the McQuaid team breaking in. Here's a shot, and it's blocked. Puck comes along the boards. Raiders. Ramo out to center ice. Dumped right back down the ice. That'll be icing against McQuaid Jesuit. And move the faceoff back inside McQuaid territory. 3:36 remaining. First period. 3-0 favor of McQuaid on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
Coach Jeff Colson of the Knights rolling over 4 lines, and there's not much difference between 1 through 4. Aggressive, they really are in your face all the time. But that big line, Felber, Marshall, and Sawicki, they're awesome out there.
They're definitely a step above.
Fast, and they can shoot the puck, and they know where each other is at all times. They have eyes in the back of their head. Good-looking club.
Tubolino will take the face-off. Puck goes in behind the net, picked up there by their defenseman, Cushing. He'll flip it on the other side. Around the boards it goes to the blue line. Here's a shot. Deflected off a defenseman. He flips it off the glass and out to center ice. Kevin Horan turns it around, flips it. Here's Ryan DeLille. He'll just poke check it in the corner, try to go after it. Goes in behind the net. Hard check thrown by Ramo. The puck squirts free along the boards to Visca. Visca's head man to his winger, Pagoni, and he'll dump it deep in Massena zone. Around the boards it goes. DeLille. DeLille for Massena. Banks it ahead. Ramo trying to barge his way through. The puck comes to the blue line. Still in the neutral zone. There's a battle and a scrum. Finally, it's poked deep inside McQuaid territory. In behind the net, picked up by the defenseman Cushing. He'll flip it around the boards to the blue line. And not out of the zone. Kept in again by Wood. He tries to knock it into the corner and chase it down. Hit the official. Wood picks it up. Looks to center. Knocked away by defenseman Cushing. It comes in behind to Adam Catanz. Reach to Wood in front. Shot save. Rebound score. But I think the whistle blew. The puck came free. The Raiders had a golden opportunity. Scored a goal. But no.
Robbie Whitcup had scored a goal, and really the Raiders got the short end of that because it was a quick whistle. Good work by that line of Whitcup and Katanzrik, who got the puck along the boards and threw it out in front. And Robbie Whitcup battling, fending off the Knight defender, got the shot off. DiCamillo made the save, and he juggled it. I could see he didn't have it, but the whistle went, the puck dropped, and Whitcup batted in the rebound. Tough break for the Raiders. Should have had one there.
2:23 remaining first period, 3-0 McQuaid. And the Raiders have had some opportunities in this game. They really have. Face-off inside McQuaid territory. In the corner, flipped around the boards. Toth looks to keep it in. He gets tied up, and the puck squirts out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Colin Lazaire. He'll just dump it back out to neutral zone. Back into Massena territory. Toth after it. He'll circle. Dump it to Lazaire. Lazaire flips it around the boards. Has to come after it himself. Has it knocked away. There's a battle along the boards. Raiders trying to come up with it over skating. McQuaid keeps it in. Now it's flipped away. And it comes free, and there's a battle just inside the blue line. Where's the puck? Still inside the blue line. They still battle for it. Comes squirting in front. Here's an opportunity, and the pass goes into the corner. As Felber had a great opportunity, elected to pass, and it just didn't connect. Back comes Massena's Lazaire. He takes the shot, fired it wide. Both teams making changes now, and the puck is going to be iced by McQuaid. And with 1:27 left in the period, the faceoff will move back inside McQuaid territory. 3-0. The Knights are leading. They've scored some nice goals. The Raiders have had some opportunities and haven't been able to finish.
Scrum just inside the Massena blue line, and I say a scrum. There were probably 5 shirts over there, but 17 Felber came out with the puck, stepped right out, and walked right down the slot. Elected to pass. He had both sides, top and bottom, to shoot at. Elected to pass to Sawicki, and the pass was just wide, but good
off
effort.
The face-off, puck along the boards. Bednarski to the blue line, not out of the zone. Kept in by the Raiders. Converse whacks at it. Moves it ahead to Wood. There's a scrum again. Puck cleared. Down the ice it goes. Probably far enough for icing. Yes, indeed. But for some reason they wave it off. I'm not sure why. The puck comes back along the blue line out to center ice. Wood again. He'll dump it. Hit his own guy on the way through Converse. The puck picked up by Bednarski. He'll flip it ahead. Down to a minute remaining in the first period. Puck in the Massena zone. Sitten is flipping it ahead. Doesn't clear the zone. Has to follow up on it. Bounces free in the corner. There's a battle there. It's Rapp after it. He dumps it in behind the net. Puck in the corner again. Wood. He gets knocked down. Battle in there is Horan. And is the puck free? It is free again. It's Hunter Rapp. Has it knocked away. Converse steps by a check. Comes out to Bednarski at the point. He flips it in the slot. But it's picked up by the Raiders. And Job just backhands it to the neutral zone. Back it comes into the zone. Right back out again. Coming free with it is Milgate. He has it knocked away. And back inside, here comes an opportunity in front, but it's poke-checked away right off the stick of Del Forte. Raiders Sitten dumps it down the ice. It'll be icing on Massena with 9 seconds remaining in period number 1 and a 3-0 lead for Aquinas Jesuit.
I'm just chuckling up here as I look down at the far end. Kevin Horn tangling with Hunter Rapp, going toe-to-toe down there. And as I said before, John Horn, when I was at Potsdam, was the assistant. He then took over for me, and he coached Hunter Rapp's father also. So here his son and his good friend J.C. Rapp are going toe-to-toe out there.
Isn't that something?
I just love it.
It's a small world.
Yeah, it is, but it's... I'd like to see the Raiders a little closer, but I'll tell you, they're not taking a backward step. They're down 3-0, but they haven't given up an inch, and they're still working hard out there.
Off the face-off, puck comes back to the blue line, out to center ice. Raiders are going to get a late shot off, but it's down the ice with 1 second left, and that'll take care of the period. So the Knights, with 3 goals in the first period, lead the Massena Red Raiders on a score. Bounces into the corner. In behind the net it goes. After it there, Visca. Visca looks to center, takes it behind, centering it right in the slot. Here's a shot, goes to the side of the net. Puck bouncing in behind the net. Visca again comes out right into the circle, still has the puck, has it knocked away. It bounces free, and the Raiders will clear it. Wood ahead, Converse. Converse just dumps it into the zone, in behind the net. Back after it there is Huff. Huff in behind his own goaltender, flips it along the boards. Converse throws a check. It comes to the Raider defenseman who gets the shot on. And the puck comes free to Wood in the circle. Wood looks to center, but the goaltender, Nick DiCamello, comes out and grabs it and holds on for the face-off. Shot came from Nick Toth, and the Raiders with a mini opportunity there, but didn't quite get it on the net before DiCamello grabbed it.
We all know that Rochester gets a lot of snow right on the lake down here, but I tell you, they haven't got much down here today, Jerry. They get a lot, but it evaporates in a hurry.
Off the face-off, Raiders trying to keep it in the zone. It comes out to the neutral zone. Toth back there to dump it back in. Raiders clear after the delay offside, but it's out to center ice and down the ice anyway. Inside Massena territory, Toth with it, rips it around the boards. Catanzari trying to move it ahead, knocked away into the circle. Here's a shot knocked down in front. And Robbie Whitcup moves it, not out of the zone. Puck kept in there again by the Knights. They'll move it ahead. They've got that big line out there, and you can tell when they're out there. Puck in the corner. Adam Catanzari looking to the blue line as Whitcup's upended. The puck bounces free to the red line, back inside Massena territory. and they're going to make a change. Back comes Bogosian, Ike Bogosian, looking on the wing for Catanzaro. He'd had it bounce off his stick. Toth follows. Nick Toth bangs it off the boards. Whitcup throws a check. The puck bounces free, comes back inside the Massena zone off a Knight stick. Puck flipped into the corner. Knight's trying to pick it up there. Comes in behind the net. They battle for it. Picking it up is Hanford, trying to barge his way through. Knocked off his stick. It'll come to Toth. Toth in the corner. He's bodied out of the play. The puck picked up. They try to center it. They got a man free in front. Can't get the shot off as Nick Toth broke his stick, but he did a good job breaking up the play, and the Raiders will ice the puck, and the faceoff will move back in the Massena zone. Toth broke his stick, but that broke up the play.
We mentioned the size of this unit, and I looked down in big number 6 that Nick Toth was battling that he broke his stick over. John Angus, he's only 6'3", 180 pounds, and he's playing on the 4th unit. So, again, a lot of size, a lot of speed here by this McQuaid club, and they cycle really well when they get it into your own in the corners. The forwards, they run 3 forwards on it, and boy, you can't give up the boards to them. You can't lose that battle. If you're going to go in with them, you've got to pin that man and make sure that he doesn't come out. If the puck comes out, that's fine, but not the man and the puck.
Joe DiCamello will be taking the face-off now for McQuaid, and he'll face off against Ryan Ramo. Ramo out there with DeLille and Michaud.
That new set of gloves that Aaron Michaud's wearing down there, Jerry, those white things. Wow.
He had them on the other day, too.
Okay, I missed that.
Yeah, they're hard to miss, aren't they?
Well, they certainly are.
Off the draw. Puck goes into the corner. Sidden after it. He'll backhand it around the boards for Michaud. Michaud will drop to Lazare. Lazare comes up on the wing, clears it ahead, out to center ice. Here comes DeLille ahead to Ramo. Busts in the zone. Ramo shot. Goes in behind the net. Michaud after it. Looks to center. Has it knocked away by the defenseman Huff. Puck comes in behind the net. There's a battle there, and it's cleared around the boards. To the blue line, Sidden keeps it in, dumps it in behind the net for Michaud, looking to pass it. Ramo, backhander, right on, save made. Ryan didn't get much on it, but it was headed for the corner, and a quick leg by DiCamello blocked it.
Good opportunity for the Raiders that time. The Knights thought they were going to clear the zone, and they tipped it up on the boards, but the Raider defenseman kept it in over there. I'm not there with Jeremy Sidden, and the last man down low was Aaron Michaud, and as Sidden tipped it down into the corner, Michaud picked it up and threw it out in front, and it was Ramo, I do believe, that came out in that slot area and got a backhander off, was going to his left, and he shot the puck back to his right, and DiCamello made a nice pad save.
Ramo stays out to take the face-off, still 3-0. McQuaid off the draw. Here comes McQuaid out to the neutral zone and into the zone. Here's the pass right across the goal mouth. The save made. It got all the way through, and here comes DeLille back the other way. His head man for Ramo knocked away. Back in the Massena zone. Here's an opportunity. Felber in front. Shot, score! Getting the goal will be, well, Felber got the assist, and it's going to be, I believe, Sawicki.
Probably will be Sawicki that will get the goal, but it was a thing of beauty. Felber down that right side as he just blew by the Raider defenseman, swung around in the corner, and Sawicki coming down the slot area. Again, no one picked him up, and Felber put it right on the tape, and he put it right between the legs of goaltender Matt Meacham, who had no chance. That's, they say, Jerry, speed will kill, and that showed you Felber down that right side just blew by the Raider defenseman.
2:47 the time of that goal. Sawicki gets it from Felber, and the Raiders now trail 4-0. Off the face-off, puck back inside. Massena territory. Ike Bogosian, he'll go to Horan. Horan looks up ice, then circles back. Gets by the check, flips it ahead. Goes to Wood. Wood back down the other way, right wing side. Takes it across, he'll dump it in the corner. Goes in behind the net. DiCamello out to play it. Flipping it around the boards. Squirts free to Job. Job to Wood. Wood shot, save made. And the rebound picked up on the defense, and you don't get too many second chances against this team. Right down the middle, here's a shot, hit the side of the net. Puck bounces along the boards. Job throws a check. It comes to Wood. Wood flips it ahead to Job and out to center ice. Trickling in. It'll go right in on DiCamello. His defenseman back to pick it up. That's Tugel. Tugel flips it ahead on the wing. They move it out to center ice. Picked up by the Raiders again. Toth trying to flip it ahead. It gets away from him back inside Massena territory as they slide it right across the goal mouth. As a battle for it, it's going to come to Converse. He throws a check, comes up with a puck, flips it, not out of the zone. Here's a chance, here's the shot through traffic, goes off a leg, comes in behind, it's tied up on the mesh, it's flipped free in the corner. picking it up. Here's an opportunity in front. The shot, the save made by Meacham. Puck comes along the boards. Reese with it. He'll try to flip it back into the corner, but it's picked up by the Raiders. They'll dump it around the boards. Job. He tries to clear it at the blue line, not out of the zone. There's a battle right there. It's kept in. Here's a shot. Meacham's going to hold on for the face-off on a shot from long range. 10:47 left. Second period on the Tiffany's Restaurant scoreboard. It's McQuaid 4, Massena no score.
Again, speed and size that time. David Pagoni, again, he's only 6'2", 205, a junior. Picked the puck up in the right corner, swung in behind the net. No one laid a hand on him. Came out the other side, wheeled around, and got a good shot on Matt Meacham. Had to make a big save.
Off the face-off. Puck comes in behind the net. Nick Toth with it. Circles. Flips it off the glass, down the ice. That will go far enough for icing. We'll do it again. 10:38 remaining in the period. 4-0. McQuaid Jesuit leading Massena.
And that fourth goal, the 2:47 mark, Adam Sawicki, his second of the night with Mike Filson picking up the assist. Filson did all the work, did some beautiful work down that right side, turned on the jets and walked around the Raider defenseman and then threw it out in the slot area, and Filson coming right down the middle on the tape and right between Matt Meacham's legs.
Face off right side. In the Massena zone, Whitcup in behind to Sidden. Jeremy comes out left side of the goalie, off the glass, clearing it ahead and out to center ice. Back inside McQuaid territory. They'll break it right back down the ice. And into the corner it goes. Meacham will flip it into the corner as he came out of his net to play it ahead to Toth. Toth on the wing to Catanzarite. He just backhands it deep. And in behind the net, Tanzini after it. Around the boards, Catanzarite steps into him. The puck squirts free. Adam trying to throw a check, comes back to the blue line. Levine flips it to Catanzarite in the corner. There's a battle. It comes into the circle, clear to the blue line, out to center ice. Right back in the zone it goes. And it went in on net as DiCamello came out to play it, so they'll call the offsides, and we'll have a face-off outside the zone.
Raiders, huge mountain to climb, trailing 4-0 with 10 minutes left in this second period. If not, they're looking at the consolation game of this tournament, which will be played tomorrow morning, and the loser of tonight's game will play Ithaca in a surprise first game when Bishop Timon knocked them off.
Off the face, puck deep in the Massena zone. Puck in behind the net. Of course, Ithaca had, Timon had a 3-0 lead on Ithaca, and Ithaca came back to make it 3-3 before Timon got the winning goal. Puck in the Massena zone, in behind the net, around the board, still controlled by the Knights. There's a scrum in the corner, Ramo battling for it, and finally Lazaire comes out of the circle, flips it ahead to Ramo behind the net. He'll start out right side. He goes to DeLille, hit him in the back, and the puck comes back into the corner. Now it's Kevin Horan back after it. Horan circles, picked up a forechecker. He'll go back the other side, start out right side of the goalie, banks it ahead, and out to the neutral zone. Gets by the defenseman Milgate. He'll have to circle in his own end, flips it back to the Massena line. Horan with it. Horan dumps it deep inside McQuaid territory. Cushing back after it. Cushing takes it from behind his net. He'll flip it on the other side. Converse throws a check. Puck comes along the boards to the blue line. There's a battle there, and it's still in the zone. Wood picks it up. Wood trying to barge his way through. Knocked away. Comes back to the blue line. Trickles out to center ice. And here comes McQuaid back into the Massena zone. In the corner. Try to center it. It's going to trickle in, and Meacham's going to cover up and hold on for the face-off. With 8.5 left in the second period, a 4-0 McQuaid lead on the Tiffany's Restaurant scoreboard.
We mentioned very little snow down here in Rochester, but a cold, bitter wind that sweeps in across the lake, and it is cold down there. I don't know what the temperature is, but that wind chill is probably about 15 degrees colder than what the thermometer reads. But it's warm inside this Ritter Arena. Especially hot are the McQuaid Knights.
Face-off just inside the Massena zone. Wood off the draw, the puck dumped in behind the net. After it there is Angus. Angus taken into the boards by Sidden. The puck in the corner, squirts free. Angus has got it. Takes it behind the net, tries to center. It bounces off a leg back to the point, and it's dumped back in the corner behind the net. Picked up there by Angus again. Angus has it knocked away. Wood picks up the loose puck, trying to flip it ahead. Gets it on the wing to Converse. Converse trying to bounce it out of the zone. Kept in there. Dumped in behind the net. It'll come to Sidden on the other side, left of the goalie. Sidden has it taken away. Puck along the boards. Coming back to help out Job. Wood throws a check. It comes back to Sidden. He'll start the other side around to Converse. Converse can't get it out of the zone, and the puck dumped back in the corner again. Now Toth looks to tie it up. It squirts free. They got a man in front, and they center it to him. His shot, save made. Rebound clear to the blue line and out to center ice. And a good save by Meacham. Finally, it trickles all the way back inside McQuaid territory. Bednarski picks it up, flips it ahead to the Massena line. Dumped in the corner. After it, there's Horan. He'll pick it up in behind the net. Has it poked away. It comes to Whitcup. Whitcup looking on the wing for Catanzari. He backhands it out of the zone. And we got a penalty behind the play. On who? No, we got it. It's going to go against, I think, both of them.
Yeah, I think Kevin Horn is going to be one of the
and John Marshall's the other.
But getting back to, those one-on-one battles, Jerry, again, that last sequence, and Matt Meacham made an outstanding save just a second ago. Would have been 5-0. But, again, McQuaid winning those battles along the boards. And when the Raiders do get possession, they want to go D-to-D. They want to go from strong side to weak side as they throw it around the boards. The defenseman on the weak side is stepping down from McQuaid. He's pinching in. Well, the Raider forward has got to come down lower towards the dot to get that puck quicker. And then when he brings that guy down with him, all he has to do is, he doesn't have to catch it, just tip it by him because there's no one back at the point. They've got 3 forwards down below the dot, and that forward, the defenseman pinches down. But the Raider forward on the weak side is not coming down low enough to get that puck quick enough.
4-0, McQuaid leading Massena on the Tiffany's Restaurant scoreboard. And we're going to have 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders here. Whitcup and Levine out there with Toth and Ike Bogosian. And to take the face-off, Felber. And he's a guy that kind of scary when you see him out there. Felber and Sawicki are out there. And I tell you what, these guys can dangle.
That's more open ice. It's to their advantage.
Oh, boy, I guess so. Into the Massena zone it goes. And that'll be icing, I believe, as it was from the wrong side of the red line. A break for the Raiders. And that'll move the face-off back inside McQuaid territory. 7:12 left, just over the halfway point in tonight's hockey game. The Raiders have a big mountain to climb here.
We mentioned the size of that first line, and that second unit with Bagoni at 6'2", 205, and Reese is he's small. He's only 5'7", 160, and on the other side, Biska is 5'9", 180. So that's an average size line.
This is a good hockey club, no doubt about it. Off the face-off, the puck controlled by Sawicki in behind his own net. Oh, headman pass goes down the ice. Somebody must have touched it. They waved the icing off. Meacham will clear it around the boards. It goes to Levine, who drops it back to Bogosian. Bogosian battles for it there, along with Sawicki. Sawicki in behind the net. He's got Felber with him. Felber back to the point. Here's the shot. Save made Meacham. That shot coming from Bednarski. The puck comes free to Felber. Felber and Toth battle behind the net. Bogosian whacks at it. Gets a piece of it. The puck bounces free. Sawicki picks it up in the corner. Looks to center right in front of the net. And the puck cleared in behind as Toth did a good job on Felber. And the Raiders are going to dump it, ice it down the... No, the goaltender's going to stop it. DiCamillo plays it ahead. Didn't want the icing call, apparently. But the whistle blows anyway. And what they're going to call... high sticking, controlling with a high stick, not a penalty. And the face-off will move back down inside McQuaid territory.
Excellent job by Captain Nick Toth as he had Felber all tied up in front as the Knights won control of the battle and threw it out in front. Felber's parked there, but he couldn't get the stick on it because Toth did an excellent job. But we mentioned that that line of Felber, Marshall, and Sawicki, and when there is extra ice out there, Felber and Sawicki really can dangle.
Boy. They're as good a hockey players as we've seen this year. Off the face-off, puck out by the blue line, still in the zone, now trickles out to center ice. And here comes McQuaid. Into the zone it goes. Here's the shot, way behind the net. Puck bounces along the boards, kept in. In behind the net it goes. Battling for it is DiCamillo. That's the forward DiCamillo. Flips it back to the point. Bounces into the corner. DiCamillo after it again. For McQuaid. He'll flip it on the other side for Del Forte. Del Forte moving it around the boards and has it knocked away. Michot rather. Now the puck in the corner. Comes free. And again, DiCamillo knocked away to the blue line. Oh, that came out, went back in, and offsides will be the call. Good call by the official.
Again, 2 examples I want to point out, and I know Coach Latham will just be livid and in between the intermission. number 24, DiCamillo, not big, 5'9", 160. He comes sweeping from the corner, and our Raider defenseman bounced right off him. You can't do that. And then a 2-on-2 battle, 2 white red shirts, 2 yellow shirts in the corner, and the yellow shirts come out with the puck. And that's been a frequent occurrence here tonight.
Off the face-off, Raiders control it all the way down the ice. That time, no, they waved the icing off. This time, DiCamillo lets it go by, and they waved the icing off. Here's Ryan DeLille, has it knocked off his stick and back down the ice. Here comes McQuaid Jesuit across the blue line in the Massena zone. Headman pass, knocked back to the blue line. The shot, save made, rebound, cleared into the corner. Good save by Meacham. Picking it up there is Del Forte. He goes back to the point with it, gets it back, and flips it into the corner. In behind the net, there's a battle with it. Around the boards it goes to the blue line. Comes to Lazaire. Lazaire trying to flip it ahead. Michaud knocked away from him. Now there's 3 Raiders in there battling, and the whistle will blow. I think they called a tie up there, and that's fortunate. The Raiders got caught bunching up there. And again, you see the defense pinching in. All you need to do is, I say all you need to do. It's easier to say than do, but tip it by him. You could have an odd man rush.
That's right. And getting back, we did win a one-on-one battle that time just a second ago. Again, DiCamillo thought he went to the net, but Jeremy Sidden put the body on him and knocked him right on his backside, and that's what we want to see more of, especially in your own end in that slot area.
Adam Wood out there to take the face-off against Matt Reese. 4:58 left in period number 2, and on the Tiffany scoreboard, it's 4-0 in favor of McQuaid Jesuit. Off the draw, puck in the circle. There's a battle for it there. Comes to the blue line, and it's dumped into the corner. Horan trying to come up with it. He can't. There's a battle to the left of the goaltender, and the puck looks to be frozen. It's still moving, apparently, and Horan comes out of the circle with it. Here comes Kevin Horan. Horan breaking. Takes it across, and offsides Job on the left side as Horan was dipsy-doodling with it, and he caused Job to go offsides.
But again, at that time, 2-on-2, 2 yellow shirts, 2 red shirts. The Raiders come out with it. Kevin Horan, and leads the charge up the ice. This is what you want to do, especially in your own end. You can't lose possession of the puck that easily down here. But a good job that time by Adam Wood and Kevin Horan as they won the battle along the boards behind goaltender Matt Meacham.
Reese and Wood will face off just outside the McQuaid zone. Off the face-off, goes back in the corner. After it is Cushing. Cushing flips it along the boards, gets it right back again. Trying to dump it in the corner. Stolen away there by Wood. Wood gets knocked down. The puck squirts into the corner, to the blue line. Lazaire shot, bounces, and it hits something. It goes over on the other side. Dumped in behind the net. Wood after it. He overskates. The puck bounces free. Racing back after it is Viska. Viska comes out of the scrum, has it knocked away by Job, and the puck is flipped up off a stick into the stands, and we'll have a face-off inside McQuaid territory with 4:09 remaining in the second period. The Raiders trail 4-0.
Bob Viska, we mentioned his name quite a bit. Good, solid 180 pounder, but I'll tell you, he was put right on his backside by Matt Job, just at the dot to the right of goaltender Nick DiCamillo. Good, solid check by Matt Job.
Hanford's line out there against the Whitcup line. Hanford with Angus and Morrell. Whitcup out there with his line mates. And is that Foster out there? Let me see.
Number 10, yes.
Yes, it is. So he's getting a chance to play out there. Let's see what he can do. Foster throws a check. The puck goes free, bounces wide, and that's McDonald on the other wing. And back into the Massena zone it goes. Foster after it. He's bodied into the boards. It squirts free right in front of the net, and it's poke checked by Toth into the corner. Back after it is Hanford to the blue line. Shot right on. Save made. Meacham, and he's going to cover up and hold on for the face-off.
Again, one of those saves that good positioning makes a save. Goaltender Matt Meacham, and I'm not sure he saw that when it was through a lot of traffic from the right point, but he came out on the white ice and was in great position, and the puck hit him. Then he picked it up, saw where it was, and held on for the rebound. But good positioning by goaltender Matt Meacham, and that's what goaltenders will tell you. They have to, read where that shot is coming from, read and react, and he did an excellent job because I don't think he saw that puck till it got to him.
Michaud will take the face-off for the Massena Red Raiders. Off the draw, puck in the circle, picked up by Kevin Horan. Flips it in behind the net, around the boards it goes. It's Morrell with it. Morrell Poked away and stolen by Ryan DeLille. DeLille flips it ahead for Michaud. Michaud turns. Centering pass goes back to DeLille, knocked away. DeLille gets it, trying to center it again, but it's stolen. And back the other way comes McQuaid. Into the Massena zone. Nice move. The puck trickles through. It's knocked down in front. And what do they got? A hand pass apparently called against McQuaid. And the faceoff will move outside the zone.
I tell you, McQuaid dodged a bullet there. Ryan DeLille and Aaron Michaud. DeLille tipped it by the McQuaid defender at the blue line, and Michaud picked it up, and then DeLille tried to go to the net, but he was tripped up by number 3, Peter Bednarski. He just chopped the feet right out from under him, and no call by the officials.
Off the faceoff, puck dumped deep, Massena zone. Still 4-0 in favor of McQuaid Jesuit. Sidden banks it off the boards to the blue line, not out of the zone. Horan follows up. Horan, his headman pass intercepted. Back into the Massena zone it comes. Here's a shot fired wide, goes to the back of the net. And Meacham will play it into the corner with a goalie stick. Headman pass intercepted. Here's a chance in front, and it's knocked into the corner by Sawicki. Yeah, those guys are back out there again. Sawicki flips it behind the net, trying to get it free to Felber. Here's Felber. Dangling behind the net, knocked away by Horan. Along the boards, Michaud doesn't clear the zone. Back to the point. Here's a shot. Michaud blocks, and it comes to DeLille. DeLille to Ramo, and I think he got a glove on it. Yeah, DeLille's going to be called for gloving the puck, and the faceoff will move back in Massena territory. One thing about this McQuaid team, they change lines frequently.
Yes, they do. 30 seconds out there, you go hard, and then, as I said, he rolls over 4 lines. Again, the Raiders can't seem to catch a break. That time, the shot, McQuaid takes a shot from the right point. It hits a stick, and it goes right to the middle of the ice. Ryan DeLille, if he can knock it down, he's got a breakaway. He's split the defense. He's in from the blue line, but he just couldn't quite knock it down when he did it. He got a piece of it, but it went behind him. But can't catch a break.
Off the faceoff. Picked up by Toth. Toth takes it across the red line, across the blue line, trying to barge his way through to Whitcup. Whitcup gets a stick on it, goes in behind the net. Picked up there by McQuaid. They move it along the boards and to the blue line, not out of the zone. Kept in there by Levine. Levine can't keep it in all together now, and it trickles out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Lazaire. His headman for Levine goes by him in the corner. There's a battle behind the net. Huff and Levine go together. Levine trying to come up with it to Whitcup. Goes in front, the backhander, and it doesn't get through Catanzarite. To the blue line and out to center ice. Another good opportunity for Massena, but right back comes the puck right across the blue line as Visca lost it off the end of his stick. Now Whitcup back after it, takes a whack at it to Lazaire. Puck along the boards, Levine. Lazaire pokes it free, goes to the point. Here's a shot blocked, goes bouncing in behind the net, rides the puck boards into the corner. Picked up again, and Toth throws a check. The puck bounces free, in behind the net, and there's a battle along the boards. Lazaire is in there battling for it, along with Pagoni. And finally, they tie it up there. And with 1:34 left in the period, it's 4-0 in favor of McQuaid.
One of the best scoring opportunities for the Raiders this period, and it was good hard work that led to it. That line of Whitcup, Catanzarite, and Levine. Chris Levine got it puck down low and went in and outworked the McQuaid defenseman, knocked him off the puck, and somehow it hit something, bounced right out in front, and Adam Catanzarite was right there, stepped out in front, and got the backhander up, but couldn't beat DiCamello. But probably the best scoring opportunity of the period for Massena.
Off the faceoff, puck cleared along the boards, kept in at the point, into the circle. Here's a backhand pass right in front, goes to the side of the net. They center it, but is cleared by Meacham into the corner off his goalie stick. Now Wood throws a check, and there's a scrum in the corner, bounces back to the blue line. Here's the shot. Save made. Meacham bounces high in the air. He's going to glove it. Lost it. Where is it? Side of the net. Clear to the blue line. Meacham gets up. The defenseman's got his shot. Meacham makes the save. There's going to be a penalty, and it's going to go on Massena. And the puck comes in behind the net. Raiders have to touch that puck. It's controlled by McQuaid Jesuit. They still have it. They got the man, and the extra attacker goes out to the neutral zone. Still controlled by McQuaid. They dump it in the zone. Raiders are going to touch it right there and get the call.
I think it's going to be Ike Bogosian. We'll wait and see. It's going to be an interference call in front against Massena, but wait and see who the call goes against. Well, maybe Jeremy Sidden, but has he upended I think it was Ryan Cushing right in front of the net, and it was a long delay on that. Raiders couldn't get control of the puck. But
yeah, it's going to be Sidden.
It's only the third penalty of the period, and the first 2 on Massena, and the first one was to McQuaid. But 50 seconds left in the period. Raiders trailing 4-0, and also McQuaid on a power play here. And they are sending out the big line again of Sawicki, Felber, and Marshall.
McQuaid will take the draw just inside the Massena line. Off the face-off, puck out to the neutral zone as it's dumped right back in. Goes in behind the net. Horan trying to come up with it. Throws a check, but it's going to bounce free to Felber. Sets up shop behind the net. Centers it right in front of the shot, and he didn't get much on it. It's cleared back to the blue line. And he kind of just fanned on it. Now the puck in the circle. Felber right back there by the point. His shot deflected in the net. And I think that went off the Massena defenseman.
It did. It hit something in front and changed directions and beat goaltender Matt Meacham to the far side. But again, no chance on that. A lot of traffic in front. The McQuaid club gained control of the puck, and the Raiders couldn't get it back. Just prior to that, man in the slot area, both Raider defensemen keying on the guy behind the net, never paying attention to the guy in the slot area, and the forwards in the box, and Raiders in the box didn't drop back far enough to pick him up, and they threw it out. I think that was Fellman in the slot, and he just fired it wide, but the Raiders couldn't clear the zone. Back to the point on that left side, through some traffic, and it hit something. Changed direction.
I think it hit the Massena defenseman's stick, actually.
I agree. It hit.
And here's another chance for McQuaid with 19 seconds left. They center it, but it's cleared by Ramo. Ramo flips it ahead to DeLille, doesn't get it out of the zone. Here's a shot deflected in behind the net, and it bounces free. Those guys are still out there. Sawicki, his pass intercepted by Ramo with 5 seconds left. And, Ramo just got elbowed big time. He goes down as the buzzer sounds, but no call.
And this period from north to south. We're at the south end, and this rink runs north and south.
Off the draw, the puck goes back in the Massena zone. Reed will leave it for Sidden. Sidden drops it behind, lost its side of the net, and it bounces in behind as Marshall tried to center it. We have a whistle. And what do we have? I have no idea what they call. Apparently the net's off. That's what it is. And really wasn't off. The referee went around and looked at it. Yeah.
After this weekend.
Did they put it back on? Yeah, okay.
Raiders back in action tomorrow, but then next weekend hosting their own tournament, and we'll talk about more about that later.
There's been a change. Here's a shot. Reed makes the save and holds on with a glove right off the stick of Sawicki, right off the face-off.
Right off the draw.
Yeah.
Nice save by Matt Reed as he got that left hand down low. Sawicki picked up the puck in the slot, took 2 strides, fired a low shot. Nice left-handed glove by Mark Reed.
Off the face-off, puck in the corner. Sawicki again. He and Horan go together behind the net. The puck squirts free into the circle. Picked up by Converse. He'll drop it in behind the net. Goes on the other side. Sawicki is there for Felber. Felber into the circle. Takes it out by the blue line now. Turns it around. Here's Felber. Dumps it right across the goal mouth. Picked up there by Converse. He'll clear to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Here's a drive from the point. Deflected off a skate into the corner. Picked up there by Sawicki. He dumps it in behind the net. Converse again. Converse moving it along the boards, does not clear the zone, kept in at the point by Cushing. Cushing takes it behind the net. Felber now, and Sidden battle for it. The puck squirts free to Sawicki. Sawicki back to the point. Here's a shot knocked down. Here's another shot in the net. The Raiders blocked the first one, but it came right back to Sawicki, and he fired it past Reed for the 6th goal. And that's his hat trick, is it not?
It is his hat trick, and that coming at the 1:03 mark of the period. And Jerry, once they dropped the puck, it went into the Massena zone and
has not been out.
Didn't come out until it's coming out now to center ice, where the referee's going to drop it for the face-off. The Knights just controlled it from board to board, end to end, and Sawicki picking up his hat trick, and that was a shot from about 35 feet out on that right side. I think it got goaltender Matt Reed going to his left, and the puck was going to his right in the far post.
Off the face-off, puck clear to the blue line. Catanzarite will start it out for Massena. Looking on the wing, takes it across into the zone. Headman pass to Levine, knocked off his stick. Around the boards, Catanzarite throws a check. The puck bounces free, and it's out to center ice. Here comes DiCamillo, dumping it deep in the Massena zone. Reed out of his net to stop it, leaves it in behind, picked up again by the Knights. In behind, it's DiCamillo. He'll drop it back, but Robbie Whitcup steps in front of it, flips it along the boards to the blue line, kept in at the point, knocked into the corner. Here's Whitcup again, turning it around. Robbie with it, flips it to Catanzarite, leaves it for Whitcup, can't clear the zone. Bouncer comes to Toth, he'll just backhand it, and it'll trickle down the ice. They wave the icing off. Back after it is Huff. Huff in the corner, throws it behind the net. Catanzarite feeds it in front. Here's a chance. Whitcup's tied up, can't get the shot off, and back comes Hunter Rapp. Rapp taking it in on the off wing. His drop pass. Here's the shot. Save. Rebound. Score. Reed made the first save, but he gave up the big rebound. And getting that goal will be, let me pick it up here, Torren Del Forte. Rapp will pick up the assist.
Torren Del Forte, who plays on the line with DiCamillo and Hunter Rapp, and that line, again, listed as their third unit. Good-looking unit. Again, the rush down one side, and the goal coming from the other side. The guy without the puck is the dangerous one. The shot taken from the right point. Matt Reed made the save, but gave up a big rebound, and Del Forte cruising down that left side. Didn't have anybody to pick him up, and he put it in empty net.
And they score again. Right off the face-off. Down the ice it goes. Dave Pagoni. And it is 8-0 now. The Raiders have given up 3 quick goals here in the third period.
And this might be a good time for Coach Latham maybe to call a timeout, regroup. His youngsters are really down on the backside right now. They've given up 3 quick ones here in this third period. And again,
David Pagoni, I think that's his hat trick.
That's his hat trick. That's right.
So Pagoni gets his third goal of the game. So a couple of hat tricks here. And off the face-off, the puck deep inside McQuaid territory. They'll dump it out to the neutral zone. Horan picks it up there. 8-0 for McQuaid on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Back along the boards to the Massena line. Poke checked ahead and back inside McQuaid territory. Ramo can't catch up with it. Picked up there by Tugel. Tugel flips it along the boards. Trying to move it ahead to Tanzini. Tanzini to the blue line, not out of the zone. Kept in by the Raiders momentarily. Now Tanzini backhands it to center ice. Picked up there by Horan. Horan will flip it to Ike Bogosian, back to Horan. Ahead it goes to the Massena forward, Ramo. Ramo to DeLille in the corner. He's bodied off the puck. It bounces free. And to the blue line, not out of the zone. Kept in the corner, dumped in behind the net. Raiders are going to make a change here. And coming up with the puck is Tanzini. Tanzini just backhands it to the Massena line. Sidden flips it ahead. Converse over skates. Puck bounces back to Sidden at his own blue line for Massena. Flips it along the boards, and it goes deep inside McQuaid territory. Centering pass. Wood takes a whack at it. Save, rebound, another shot, and another save. Raiders with their only chance so far in the period, and Wood comes up with a couple of shots. Now the puck goes in the corner. Picked up there by Tugel. Tugel flips it to the neutral zone. Picked up by Job. Job for Wood. Wood shot. Deflected in the corner by goaltender DiCamillo. Back out to center ice. Comes to the Massena line. Raiders trailing 8-0 here in this hockey game. Not one of their better efforts, I'm afraid, but not to take anything away from McQuaid. Reed flips it around the boards from his goal position to Job. Job trying to move it ahead to the blue line. There's a battle there. It bounces out to center ice. To the Massena line. Trickles back into the corner. Nick Toth after with 10.5 left. He'll flip it around the boards. And it's in the circle. Raiders look to move it ahead and out to center ice. Here comes Massena's Levine. And he went offsides, I believe. Yep, offsides the call. And we'll have a face-off with 10:22 left in the third period.
Talk about striking in a hurry and striking repeatedly. My math is correct. Those 3 goals, Jerry, coming in a minute and 13 seconds. And Sawicki picking up his hat trick, and David Pagoni picking up his hat trick, sandwiched in between a goal by Torren Del Forte with Hunter Rapp picking up the assist. But just a good all-around effort by the McQuaid Knights here this evening.
Off the face-off. Puck in behind the net. McQuaid territory. Raiders trying to do something or put a little pressure on. We've got Whitcup out there with Foster and Levine. Puck in the corner behind the net. Picked up there by Tugel. Moves it to the wing and out to center ice it comes. Here comes Felber in on the off wing. Horan takes him out of the play, but following up is Marshall. Marshall in behind the net, battles for it along with Whitcup. The puck cleared around the boards to the blue line. And out, no, didn't get out of the zone. Here's a shot save made by Reed. Puck in the corner. Raiders just trying to come up with a puck there. They tie it up. It's still free apparently. Goes in the corner behind the net. Now Felber goes after it along with Whitcup. Felber comes away with the puck, centers it, but Foster's there to bank it to the blue line, gets it back again. Nice headman pass for Levine. Has it go by him. Inside McQuaid territory, right back out to the neutral zone. Inside Massena territory, poked back out there by Lazaire. Now the puck dumped back in the corner, Massena territory. Sidden picks it up, rips it around the boards for Levine. In the corner it goes. There's a battle there. The puck's still free to the blue line. Levine, does he get it out of the zone? Yes, he does. And here he comes. Levine busting in on the left wing side. Winds up. Fired it wide. Didn't miss by much. Got a lot on it, too, and it comes all the way around the boards, all the way back in the Massena zone. After it's Sidden, he'll rip it around on the other side. Raiders look to move it ahead. Ike Bogosian trying to come out of the zone. He gets tied up. It squirts free. And where is it? Still sitting in the circle. And it's finally picked up by the Raiders. They'll move it out of the zone. Michaud, his shot, and that's fired wide. Puck in the corner. Picked up there by Huff. Huff has it squirted away by Michaud. Cleared around the boards to the blue line. Kept in at the point by Sidden. He whacks at it. Bouncer comes free to Ramo. He overskates. Picked up there along the boards, and it's out and down the ice, and icing will be the call against McQuaid. With 8:18 left in the third period, and the Raiders trail 8-0.
Good effort by Chris Levine coming down that left side and got just inside the top of the right face-off circle and cranked one up. And I think he had DiCamillo beaten, but just fired it just a little high and wide, but had a lot on it. I don't think young Mr. DiCamillo could have stopped that one. But
off the face-off, puck goes back to the blue line and trickles out to center ice. Toth after it. He'll dump it right back in. Bednarski looking for a wing. He'll dump it way ahead. It goes all the way back to the Massena line. Horan circles, flips it ahead, stolen away. Here's a chance in front. Stick handling. The puck trickles in, and it's cleared by the glove back to the circle. Into the corner it goes. Ramo after it. Takes a whack at it. Puck around the boards, and that's Horan who's lost his stick, and he looks to tie it up with a skate and does, and holds on for the face-off.
Listen, excellent job by Kevin Horn.
Absolutely.
You use whatever means at your
stick.
disposal, and he lost the stick in the corner, and the play's going on, a lot of traffic in front. He hustles to the front of the net, the puck comes to him, and he gloves it to the corner and then hustles in and ties.
He had Converse breaking, but it was intercepted by the defenseman Tanzini. Dumps to the Massena line. Into the zone it goes. Picked up by the Raiders, looking to clear it out of the zone. Wood couldn't quite get a piece of it. Here's a shot from the point, gloved by Reed. And he's going to hold on for the face-off. We're halfway through period number 3. The Raiders trail 8-0, trailing 5-0 coming in, but 3 goals in just over a minute to really put this one away.
Young Mark Reed, only a sophomore, hasn't seen much action this year, thrown into the boiling waters down in Williamsville North in that first that 9-1 game that the Raiders got hammered, and Coach Latham throwing him in here tonight. But again, it's good experience, and he's got 2 more years after this to have plenty of opportunities to stop a lot of pucks, and he's getting a lot of rubber thrown at him here in this third period.
Off the face-off, Raiders try to clear the zone, dump back into the corner. Controlled by McQuaid as they cycle Hanford with it. He gets tied up, and Lazaire picks up the loose puck. He has it stolen away behind the net. They wrap it around in front, but it's Sidden who gets back and saves the day. The puck comes along the board to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Here's a shot high over the net, up into the wall, and the face-off will move outside the zone.
John Angus, we mentioned, good size. He's 6'3", and high over the net. That one over the glass, which is probably, I'm going to say 10 feet behind the net at that end, Jerry. Up over the glass and hit the concrete divider back there and bounced back onto the rink. That tackle going top shelf. He went top shelf on the 5th floor.
Off the face-off, puck sits just inside the blue line. It'll come into the corner. Reed will get a stick on it, flip it free. And out by the blue line, kept in momentarily at the point. Raiders with a chance to clear, but a couple of players overskated it. Now it's Bogosian flipping it ahead. That'll go all the way down the ice, played by the goaltender. He'll flip it in behind his net. DiCamillo along the boards. Check thrown there. Comes to Whitcup. Whitcup flipping it ahead to Catanzari. Adam with a puck to Whitcup. Whitcup in behind, trying to dangle with it. The defenseman falls down. Whitcup centering pass, and somebody's going to pick up a penalty. Yeah, it's going to be Ryan Cushing for holding, as he had the clutch on Adam Catanzarite, and the Raiders will go on the power play here.
Let's see if the Raiders can generate some offensive thrust here with 6:25 left in this hockey game and trailing by 8. But this is where you have to reach down and really suck it up, and the coaching staff knows that. They're telling them, let's
get a goal here.
Let's get a goal here. Let's get something positive in this third period to build on for tomorrow's game against Ithaca, which will not be certainly
any easier. No, they're definitely going to have to play better than they did tonight if they want to be in that game. Off the draw. Puck cleared down the ice. Reed stops it. He'll leave it for Toth, who picks it up behind the net. Nick Toth with the puck now, looking the situation over. He'll start out right in front of his own net and then flip it ahead on the wing. Here comes Wood. He'll take it in on the off wing and dump it around behind the net. Around the horn it goes, in behind to the defenseman, who'll dump it right back down the ice. Ooh, that was a knuckleball. Reed had to come back. He went to play it and had to come back in the net to make it wasn't a save, but it was almost on. Nick Toth again with the puck, looking, trying to flip it to Michaud. Michaud went the other way, and it's intercepted by Bednarski. He'll dump it right back down the ice, and back after it is Wood. Here comes Adam Wood with it. Flips it ahead to Michaud, who drops it back to Wood. Reed flips it, and now it comes to Toth. Raiders have trouble getting out of their own end here. Finally, Toth will move it ahead to Converse, off his stick and right back down the ice.
The McQuaid forecheckers just funneling the Raiders to one side, and Massena's got to reverse the puck there, and they're just falling right into the trap, and they're just funneling to one side, and they run right into 2 or 3 yellow shirts and lose the puck.
Here come the Raiders now. Wood takes it across. He'll stop it. Goes back to the point and threw it away, trying to go to Horan, and he just didn't get much on the pass. We're down to 6 seconds, so the power play didn't do much. And the Raiders finally clear it out to the neutral zone, right back to the Massena line. The penalty is elapsed. We're back to 5-on-5 plus the goalies. Horan's going to dump it deep in McQuaid territory. Around the boards it goes. Foster gets a piece of it to Job. Job gets tied up. Now Foster, now Job. He tries to dump it back in behind to himself. There's a battle for it there. DeLille, he can't come up with it. Cleared along the boards. Hard check thrown by Sidden. Sidden gets a whack at it, gets the puck, flips it in the corner to Job. Job trickles in after it, looks to center. He gets upended, and the puck is underneath the defenseman Tanzini, and we'll have a face-off.
And Andrew Foster and a pair of number 10s out there, along with Matt Cupp, a little set 2 in front, and Andrew just picked him up and dumped him on his backside like he was a bag of feathers. But good effort that time by that unit of Foster, Job, and I'm trying to pick up who was the other forward? Was it Catanzarite that was out there? DeLille, nice job. Good forechecking, and Jeremy Sidden pinching down from the point did an excellent job and had bottled the McQuaid up, probably the longest that the Raiders have been able to do that tonight.
Whitka about to take the face-off against Felber. Off the draw. Puck comes in behind the net. Whitcup after it. He's got the puck, has a poke checked away by Felber. Actually, it was double-teamed, Felber and the defenseman Milgate. And the puck comes into the Massena zone now. Trickles in there, and Sidden gathers it in, takes it behind the net. Sidden, it's tied up. He's trying to come up with a puck. He loses his edge and falls down, as did the McQuaid player. They both end up on the puck, and we'll have a face-off. 3:59 left, third period. And again, 8-0 in favor of McQuaid. The other scores we have: OFA beat Spencerport tonight, 5-3. Salmon River knocked off previously unbeaten Irondequoit. Not only knocked them off, they beat them badly, 6-1. And it was Clarkson over Yale tonight, 6-0. Princeton beat St. Lawrence 6-4. Apparently the loss to St. Lawrence didn't sit too well, Coach.
I'm sure Coach Mark Morris had a few things to say.
He was definitely unhappy, that's for sure. Now the puck comes into the zone. Levine after it. Off the glass, kept in at the point by Whitcup. Whitcup trying to dangle, gets by 1, gets by 2, gets a shot off, and the save made by DiCamello.
Robbie Whitcup, as we mentioned, he always gives you that 110%, working along the boards, dug the puck out and worked his way by a couple of defenders into the middle, got the shot off, not a lot on it, but goaltender Nick DiCamello, no problems, looking 339 away from a shutout. And we mentioned his goals against average in the league, 0.00. The 2 goals that his team gave up was against the backup goaltender.
Off the face-off, puck into the corner. We're down to 3.5 left in the third period. And up the middle it goes to the neutral zone. Colin Lazare picks it up. Ahead to Job. Job turns it around. Got knocked down. The puck back inside Massena territory. Here's a shot right on. Save the rebound. Where is it? In behind the net. And finally it's cleared around the boards. Back to the point. Bednarski with it. Winds up his shot. Gets off a leg into the corner. After it there, the puck bounces free. Finally picked up by the Raiders. That's Tubolino. He'll skate out of the zone. Nick Tubolino knocked away from him. Right back comes Felber. Breaks in. 2-on-1. His shot. He scores a goal. Right up over Reed's shoulder to make it 9-0.
We mentioned that transition, so this club, good clubs make the good transition. The Raiders coming through the neutral zone with the puck, turned it over in the neutral zone. Felber jumped on the puck, turned on a dime, and it was basically a 2-on-2 with Sawicki going down the left side, occupied one defenseman, but they just, Felber, they respected him so much, the defenseman kept backing in, and he fired a shot from just inside the dot, I'd say about, 20 feet, and he had a lot on, and it was just upstairs, and Mark Reed had no chance, up over the glove side, up for the left shoulder. Just a great goal by Felber.
So it's 9-0 in favor of McQuaid. Bouncing puck controlled by Ramo. He'll dump it deep in McQuaid territory. In behind the net. Along the boards it goes in the corner. 2:29 and counting. Puck stolen in front. Ramos shot right on, save made. He gets the rebound, wraps it around, and goaltender DiCamillo has it again. The whistle blew. The puck got free again, but again the whistle. And decent opportunity for Massena again, Ramo.
Intercepted a clearing pass and worked his way in. Initially took the first shot, and DiCamillo made the save, and Ramo picked it up, went in behind the net, came out the other side, got another shot off, but could not beat goaltender DiCamillo, who held on for the face-off, which will be to the left of DiCamillo with 2:21 left in this hockey game. And I'm sure it can't go fast enough for Coach Ed Latham and his staff. They've just been thoroughly trounced here tonight by a fine McQuaid Knight Hockey Club. I can see why they're a force in this league down here. They're really tough.
Face-off left side. Inside McQuaid territory, Michaud will take the draw against Reese. Off the face-off, puck in the corner, Michaud after it. He'll flip it in behind the net. Bounces along the boards to the blue line, out to center ice. Here we go, 2-on-1 for McQuaid, busting in right side the shot, and Reed makes the save that time. Puck goes in the corner, and there's a whistle. And is the net off again? Apparently, with 2:05 left.
That time, Matt Reese and David Pagoni, 2-on-1, has the Raider defenseman pinched down on that right side, lost the gamble. They chipped it by him. Away they went, 2-on-1, and Reese elected to use Pagoni as a decoy, took the shot, and Matt Reed made the save. But a lot of speed out there, a lot of speed.
Off the face-off, puck back to the point. Here's a shot. Reed makes the save and holds on for the face-off. Under 2 minutes to go here. Well, we'll be on the air shortly before 11 tomorrow morning, as the Raiders are definitely going to have to regroup because they're going to play the Little Red of Ithaca, and you're not going to be able to play like this and stay with them either.
No, the Raider coaching staff will have to...
they don't have a lot of time either.
They won't have a lot of time, but they're going to get together and discuss a few things, I'm sure, and let's see where cinch up the belt buckle and measure the size of that chest and see what they come out here tomorrow morning.
Off the face-off, puck along the boards, and there's a big scrum, and here's the shot. The puck goes wide into the corner. Bouncing back to the blue line. Here's a drive from the point, doesn't get through. In the circle, Raiders finally come up with it. Can they clear the zone? No. Puck kept in there. Now finally it's picked up and the Raiders move it ahead. Here's Whitcup. Whitcup has it knocked away. Following up Catanzarite. Winds up. The shot deflected up over the net. Another opportunity there goes for naught. Whitcup throws a check. Puck in the corner. Levine after it. Gets by a check. Levine to Whitcup. Whitcup trying to come up with it. He's got it. Has it knocked away. Puck comes back around the boards to the blue line, and it trickles out to center ice. Into the zone it goes. After it, Morrell knocked away from him. We're down to 1 minute remaining in the third period. And down the ice it goes. That'll be icing against McQuaid, and that'll move the faceoff back inside their territory. With 55 seconds remaining in the third period, a 9-0 lead for McQuaid.
Way back in December, the Raiders were spanked pretty good by Williamsville North, 9-1, and they'd certainly like to at least get one on the board here tonight.
They don't have a lot of time to do it. Off the faceoff, here's a shot, and that didn't miss by much. Comes to Job, and we have a whistle. Apparently a penalty on Massena for roughing.
It looks like Adam Wood is probably going to get the call.
Didn't see it, so I couldn't comment on it.
Well, it's a roughing call, and you certainly, you hate to pick up penalties in the offensive end, especially when you're trailing 9-0. But it's not a bad thing to, coach is going to say something about that. It's bad enough picking them up in the neutral zone in the defensive end, but not in that offensive zone.
Off the draw. Face off. The puck dumped deep in McQuaid territory. Picked up by Bednarski. He'll flip it ahead on the wing and out to center ice. Oh, Converse throws a wicked check. Puck bounces free. It's dumped to the blue line, and here comes McQuaid. 30 seconds left. They dump it deep in Massena territory. Lazaire after it. He cranks it ahead to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Here's a shot knocked down by Job. He just backhands it out to center ice. Picked up there by Bednarski. He'll just pass it around. 17 seconds left. Into the zone it goes. Offsides the call with 14 seconds left.
So we're back on the air tomorrow morning. Game time 11 o'clock, and the Raiders will be taking on the Little Red of Ithaca. And those two clubs did hook up earlier in the year, and Ithaca came out, I believe, 6-3 victorious on that one, but chance for the Raiders to redeem themselves tomorrow.
That was a game where Massena got behind and came back and made a game of it, so we'll see what happens, but they're going to have to play a lot better than they played tonight. 10 seconds left. Puck dumped to the blue line. There's a scrum there, and apparently another offsides called.
And the referee doing a good job, and he's going to run, I think, number 4, Tyler Huff. We'll wait and see now. I guess he's just saying get away. There's 4 seconds, 5 seconds left in the game. Back away. Let's get this thing over with.
9-0 is what it's going to end up. 5 seconds left in regulation. They drop the puck, and that'll just about take care of it right there. So the final score is McQuaid Jesuit beats Massena on a score of 9-0. Stay tuned. The post-game show is next.